little shield bug on these coneflowers. So we've done a little elevation gain. Holy moly. Holy crap. There's a turkey vulture right there. I'm going to zoom in and it's going to get grainy. I apologize. There he is. Holy crap. That is so awesome. So we came around on the back side of this hill. Right here. And there's all these little glades like this. Very, very cool. But that turkey vulture is awesome. Very cool. Alright, so the trail is coming down this ridge line and we've dropped back into the draw, so to speak. Here is the connector trail. That is the one that kind of splits it in half. And I'll bring you over here and show you where we're at. We're right there. You can see that the connector trail comes across. So this whole area right in here is sort of on a backside of a hill. That's a really, really cool area. Definitely check that out. So we'll come down here to campsite number 8 and then we're done. We're back to the trailhead parking. So easy peasy, things are going well. I'm not too hot, I'm just moist. It's very humid and I'm still just very wet from picking up all the rain, although the foliage has dried off for the most part. So I'm you know, still a little wet on the gaiters. And then you can see the Eco Mesh pants. I really haven't talked about them too much, but they zip down the sides. Of course, the gaiters cover up the bulk of it, but because I had to go to a larger size, they're a little bit longer in the thigh area, so the zips are a little lower. But so far, they're pretty nice pants. They're very lightweight, you know, so they're very breezy. They don't feel too bad. They're definitely a lot better fitting than my Columbia Silver Ridge 2 pants, which would be the comparable pants to this. I wouldn't necessarily compare the 511s that I have, because those are more of a cotton canvas. They're a great work pants, but not so much a warmer weather hiking pants, that's for sure. So I'll talk a little bit about the gear that I'm carrying. You may have seen I've got the chest pack on. I made a mesh back for the chest pack. That's working out well, making me breathe a little bit better on my back. And I also picked up some stuff to do a belt kit with my water bottle. And I've got a pretty extensive kit for the amount of bulk and weight. So I'll talk about that later once I can get to a picnic bench, kind of spread everything out. But till then we're just hiking. It's a hill. It's maybe 11:15, so not too bad. We're making really good time. I did an 8.3 mile earlier this week near my house. Had more elevation gain and loss. And I did that in 2.5, so I was figuring 3 to 3.5, maybe 4. If I lollygag too much. But I'm gonna run out of breath, so we'll just keep hiking. There's a small bird down here. I think it's a baby. Fell out of its nest. Not flying very well. I'm not gonna mess with it. I think that's a mother back there. Maybe she's leading it away. Right there. This is very cool though. This tiny little bird comes out of nowhere. Didn't they make a movie about that? Birds attacking people? I forget what it was called. That was sarcasm, by the way. Alright, we got a trail in there. We got a trail over here. This would be backpacker camp number 8. This is the last one on the loop. And we'll see how far it is back here. They do put some blazes up on the campsite trails. It's kind of nice. And I'm surprised how far back from the trail they are. They're hidden fairly well, which is kind of nice. I'm sure this one is here to give you a good spot if you do the loop counterclockwise. If you just come in, it's fairly close to the start of the trail. Got a spot over there, kind of secluded. You got your standard trash. Pack your food stuff out, folks. Seriously, instant ramen. It doesn't burn, pack it out. Got some spots back there. And then you do have a flowing creek over here. Although I suspect in July and stuff it's probably dried up. I think a lot of the water around here, as I trip over things, might be like that. Not a bad spot. Fairly open. Couple dead trees. That one right there might come down. So that one, they do get some severe storms if you're not familiar with the area. Interstate 44 is sort of like a line that the storm cells like to travel, and they'll get some pretty hefty storms in this area. So make sure to watch the weather and keep in mind that things can change, especially in the summer, fairly quick. And we do get a lot of tornadoes around here. Alrighty, so behind me you can see the trail forks. So we've made it back to the split, and I think it's just like a quarter mile up here to the parking lot. Now you can rent cabins here. We've got a few cabins, and in fact one of them is right next to Sheep Cave, which is where we're going to go next and see if that is open. But the trail itself, I think, is really nice. It's kind of rugged in some spots. Some spots it's all right. I definitely highly recommend it. It is a true wilderness trail. It is not like the Ozark Trail, where the corridor is really wide to accommodate horses. This is a very narrow corridor. I wouldn't do it with a large pack or a very tall one. You're going to catch up on things. I had a lot of bending down underneath branches and trees hanging over. So definitely keep that in mind. Bring lots of water, but it's very well marked. So I don't really think you'd get lost. You could bring a map. I always recommend bringing a map, but on this particular trail I don't think you would actually need one. It's very, very well marked. Definitely high marks. I can't believe I've lived in St. Louis this long and never done it. So that is the Wilderness Trail at Meramec State Park. Now there's a bunch of other stuff you can do here too. They've got canoe rentals and sliding on roots and branches, and got a big restaurant, and they got a bunch of other trails too. But we'll check those out on another day. But let's go check out Sheep Cave and see if that's open. Alright, so we're back at the trailhead. It looks like the whole thing took about 4 hours to do, and according to the GPS it was almost 10 miles. I have issues with my Dakota, if you've heard. So I'll check the track. We'll put the thing at the end. I was just going to show you what I was carrying here real quick. I've got my chest pack here, and as you can see, it's got the mesh back. This is something called Leno mesh. We'll seeing how that works out for it. I'm also making a mesh front for it. And then this is the belt kit here. It's built around a Condor battle belt. That's what this is. And this is a USGI Molly butt pack, so that attaches on there, and it also comes with a built-in strap. So I'm actually using that strap to as the waist belt, because the Condor belt doesn't come with a strap, and that seems to actually make it ride a little bit better. And then this is the Condor 10x5. It's got my Guyot bottle, a long handle spoon. It's got a 450 titanium cup. Alright, had to cut real quick, some folks showed up. So anyway, this is the Condor 10x4. It's got my bottle kit, 450 cup, spoon. You know, here I've got my full S-bit stove with windscreen. I've got my Sawyer filter. I've got a Gorilla Pod, and 50 feet of, what's that stuff called? Bank line. There it is. Alright, so in the USGI, I have my USGI poncho, my Dutch pad, sit pad, and then I mean this thing's packed to the gills, and I mean I could put a few more in there, but it doesn't really weigh too bad. You know, I've got my 2-liter Sawyer bottle, or 2-liter bag for the Sawyer. I've got my Condor bush floor knife, a headlamp for the cave. This is food for a day. I also have a full 10x12 tarp, the 5x7 Graber space blanket, a line kit, stakes, and another liter of water. All of that fits in there. And I mean, like I said, I got food in here for the day. And all that fits in there, and it doesn't really weigh that bad. I've done 2 8-mile hikes with it, both water bottles full, and it's not too bad. I think, obviously it'd be better to have another water bottle holder on the side, or, a canteen holder or whatever. But, I mean, that's a full shelter kit right there. It's real nice, so I like it. The clouds are getting ominous. They did say 40% chance of thunderstorms today. So I'm hoping I missed it. Anyway, this is cabin 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 5 through 8's on the other side. There's a little trail right here. And then that trail heads up to Sheep Cave. And there it is. I can feel the cold air just emanating out of it. But it is closed, which is unfortunate. I guess good for the bats, but $500 fine and ejection from the park. But that is Sheep Cave. Very, very cool place. I've been in there. We did find some bats, so very neat place, but it's closed, as you can see. All right, so what are we doing? Well, we're not going in there. So this pretty much brings an end to this part of the adventure. I'm going to be heading down to Current River State Park, which has a 1.5 mile trail, which is why I stopped here first. Because if you're going to hike, you got to hike more than 1.5 miles. So we're going to head down to Current River State Park, and we're going to hook up with the Ozark Trail Association, and we're doing some trail builds. They're going to do a trail build at the state park, and they're also, I think, doing a build. Oh, what is that? That's a bird. That's a bird. They're doing a trail build at the park, and they're also doing one at Blair Creek section of the Ozark Trail, I think. So I got a 2.5 hour drive approximately down to that state park, but that'll be the next adventure. So I appreciate you guys for joining me. Definitely check out the Wilderness Trail at Meramec State Park. It is very cool. Take the cave tour if you guys are so inclined, as it looks like most of them are closed, except for Fisher Cave. And just remember that life's an adventure, so go out and have one.